Hi friends, welcome back. Now in video number 3 we will talk of first water and then we'll talk of soil. Okay, so now the different forms of water present on the earth are water vapor, which is found in the atmosphere. Then we have saline water and salty water. Saline means having salt. Right? Any water with presence of salt is called saline water. It is found in the seas and ocean. And then we have fresh water found in the frozen ice caps, in the snow covered mountains, underground rivers, lakes and ponds. So you see, of total water available in the entire world, 97.41% of water is saline. It is found in the seas and ocean. 2.59% of water is fresh water. Of this fresh water, 2.59% water, 954% water is found in the form of glacier and the ice caps of the mountains. So only 0.592% of the total and 0.592% of water is found as underground, in the groundwater. So what remains? 0.014% water, which is the water available as fresh water in the rivers and lakes, right? On the land means water available on the land, on surface of earth. Of this, 0.007% water is found in the lakes. Plants and animals have 0.0001%. Rivers may 0.0001%. Water vapor in the air again 0.001%, and moisture of the soil 0.005%. So you see, a very less amount of water is available for our use directly. This water, right? And we also use a lot of groundwater. So this amount of water is available to us, right, for our day-to-day purposes. But water of the sea and ocean will evaporate and come down as rainwater, which we can again use in the rivers. So there's a water cycle. Now, why water is necessity? Right? Why is it necessary for life? So basically, the presence of water in any region decides the biodiversity of that area to a great extent. Biodiversity means the plant plus animal life, right? All cellular processes take place in the water-like medium only. Our cells have water. 70-80% of our cell is made of water. So all cellular processes require water. If without water, cell will die. Water is a major constituent of blood also, right? So it is responsible for transport of substances in our body. Water regulates the body temperature in animals and human beings. It prevents the tissue, organ and cells from drying out, right, by keeping them moist. It helps in digestion of food. It helps in removal of waste products out of the cell by urine formation, by sweat formation. And plants also require water to transport food through different parts such as the stem and leaves, and also in the process of photosynthesis. So you see, without water, all these things will not work, and our life is not possible. Okay, so now let's take a new topic. Let's talk of water pollution. Right? Water pollution occurs when the harmful substances such as chemicals and waste materials like garbage are present in water that affect the quality and the presence of life on it. What causes water pollution? So first is the waste from industries. Right? Industrial waste will cause water pollution. See, industries release chemicals directly into water bodies and they contaminate it. उनको बिगाड़ते हैं. Sewage, gutter system. The waste products from household is often released into water, which gives rise to harmful bacteria in the water. Then mining activities. The metal waste obtained from mining activity again harm the organisms present in water. Example, mercury. If mercury enters the water bodies, it will lead to mercury poisoning. Same way, excessive use of fertilizer and pesticides also harm the aquatic animals and plants, as well as harm the animals who consume these plants using these fertilizers, right? So these are the cause of water pollution. So this diagram shows an idea of different type of water pollution. You see our dumping grounds, our leaking underground storage tank, all the water, the contaminated things will reach the water, dumping, spikes and leaks, spills and leaks, abandoned wells, surface impound, leaking sewage system. All these leaking things will now ultimately enter the water. They'll enter the water up here, underground water, and they affect the water body, water quality also. What are the effect of water pollution? So see, addition of unwanted substances like fertilizers, pesticides and industrial waste make the water poisonous and harmful for consumption. It can lead to increase in bacteria that causes disease like cholera, typhoid, all the waterborne diseases. Water pollution will lead to decrease in the oxygen amount and in the nutrients in the water, because see bacteria का प्रमाण बढ़ेगा तो nutrient का level कम हो जाएगा. उसको हम we can measure it by BOD level, biological oxygen demand level. If the water, the BOD level of the water is low, it means water is less polluted. If the BOD level is high, it means organic matter like bacteria and fungus are in algae are in high amount in the water. Water pollution can cause changes in the temperature of water. So if temperature will increase, it is not suitable for aquatic animals, especially their eggs. Okay, now let's talk of a new topic. Let us talk of soil now, or land. So upper crust or upper layer of the earth is called crust. It stores different nutrients in the form of minerals that can help in sustaining life on earth. But they are generally bounded in rocks and mountains. Bedrock, they form the bedrock. But over a large course of time, over thousands of years or lakhs of years, these rocks break down through some chemical, biological and physical processes, right? And they lead to formation of nutrient-rich soil. The soil is formed by breakdown of the rocks, and it is done by the chemical, biological and physical processes. So let us talk of soil profile first. The soil is found in several layers which are arranged as the soil is formed. The layer of the soil are called horizons. The layer of soil are called horizons. These layers have different types of soil particles and color, and hence they are differentiated on this basis. Soil profile is defined as the vertical section of the soil. Vertical means अब soil को अगर आपने ये section लिया तो इसके अलग अलग sections हो गए, right? So these sections of soil are the horizons of the soil, right? That represent the sequence of the layer of soil. The layer of soil help in understanding the usage of this soil. Normally there are 4 layers. Such a soil is called mature soil, right? So the 4-layered soil is called mature soil. Some soils have 2 layers only. It is called immature soil. अब तक clear बराबर बना नहीं है. तो normally we have first layer, second layer, third and then fourth layer में यहाँ पे partitions है. Okay. So you can see the parent material forms the first layer. This layer, it is the bedrock, right? Bedrock is horizon R. उसके ऊपर horizon C है. They are partly weathered rock. This is the parent material. Then I have subsoil. The compounds draining from above accumulated. They are called horizon B. Then I have topsoil. This is horizon A. So horizon A, horizon B, horizon C, and horizon R is the rock horizon, right? Above that is a very thin layer called the organic debris, right? Partly decomposed debris. वो black color का humus का layer है. Is horizon 0. वो A का ही part है अगर एक है तो. Okay. So horizon O and A are together. Then we have B, C and R, D, or we can say bedrock, horizon R. The rock will break into subsoil, which breaks into topsoil. It is very small, finely particles. You see, these are bigger particles, very small particles, और उसके ऊपर humus का layer है, a very thin layer of humus, जो organic matter से बना है. So the 4 layers of soil, the topsoil or horizon A or the humus layer. So it is made up of organic matter and decomposed substance. वो dark in color है. It is porous, means it has holes in it. It can hold air and it can hold water also in good amounts. Or this is a soil in which living organisms are found. Earthworms, fungus, bacteria, ये soil में top soil में मिलता है. उसका एक upper layer is called horizon 0. Actually ये soil का horizon नहीं है, ये decaying matter का layer है. Decaying organic matter is found in this layer. यानी we can say उसको humus is there. So some soil contain a layer of organic matter which consists of a large amount of decomposed leaves and humus. It is called organic layer of soil. It is mainly found in the forest regions where lot of vegetation is there, right? Forest ke leaves, right, fall down on the ground and they will decompose and form horizon 0, horizon O, right? Then we have horizon B. It's called subsoil. It lies below the topsoil. It is hard, composed and compact compared to topsoil. Light color hai. It does not contain much humus. That's why it is light in color. But it does not have organic matter. But other minerals it has in good quantity. Inorganic matter. Inorganic matter it has in good quantity. Metal salts like iron oxides, they all are inorganic. It has in large amount. So when farmers plow their field, they often mix the topsoil. Right? Mixing will occur of the topsoil and subsoil. So crops can grow easily. The topsoil has mainly humus. Subsoil has minerals. Then horizon C is called the regolith layer. It lies beneath the subsoil layer. It is hard, consists of stones and partly weathered pieces of rocks. Partly weathered pieces, broken down pieces of rocks. There is no organic matter in this layer. The roots of plants and trees cannot penetrate up to this layer. And last is the horizon R or bedrock. It is only made up of unweathered, unbroken rocks. Yani we have the rocky layer and then we have the regolith layer, partly broken rocks, and then we have topsoil and then upper layer, horizon A and O. Now, soil is formed by physical, chemical and biological processes, right? So, which factors are there which affect the formation of soil? We'll see up here. So, first factor is sun. Okay. The very first factor is sun. So, the sun is responsible for breaking down the rock into smaller pieces and forming cracks in between them. This happens due to repeated expansion and contraction. In the daytime, rocks heat up, so rocks expand. In the night time, I apologize, there's some maybe some crackpot bursting crackers outside on the road, right? So some you may see there may be some bursting cracker sound in the background. Please ignore those. Okay, now during night time the rocks cool down and they contract. So they do repeated expansion and contraction of the rocks. Cracks will form in them and ultimately the rocks will keep on breaking down. Second important factor is water. See, water will now get into the cracks, right, of the rocks. Water will freeze down when it's very cold, and this will lead to the widening. I'm very sorry. It will lead to the widening of the cracks, because when ice occupies more volume compared to water, so the rock cracks will now widen up. Flowing water, if this is there, it carries pieces of rocks away, and on that part they are broken down into smaller pieces as they rub against each other. Right? The rock particles will rub against each other, and they will due to this erosion, right, due to friction, they will break down, and also due to pressure of the flowing water. This is one of the reasons why soil is formed far away from the parent rock. Next factor is winds. So winds can wear down, right, the rocks and break them. Strong winds will rub against the rocks, break them or wear them down, just like water. It won't happen overnight or in some months. It will take years and years for this to occur. Winds also carry away the soil or sand from one place to another. that is called erosion. Erosion, wind and water both are responsible for erosion. And living organisms also are responsible for making the soil. Lichens that grow on the rocks and secrete a certain substance that can powder down a rock, which leads to the formation of soil. Small plants like moss often grow on rocks and break them down. It may also happen that the roots of different plants and trees get into the rock surface and break it down or widen the cracks. Microorganisms also, due to the chemical secretions of microorganisms, also will result in some chemical processes due to which rocks will weather down. So the topography, right, the land patterns, that can weather down due to flowing water, wind pattern, climate, microorganisms, organisms, the parent material ka withering, and even time. All these factors affect the formation of soil. Now let's talk of what is soil made up of. The soil is a mixture of various substances. It can contain small piece of rocks, that's the bedrock, that's the inorganic matter, bits of decayed living organisms called humus, microscopic organisms, and minerals and nutrients. So rock has organic matter as well as inorganic matter and even rocks. So what is soil made up of? See, the soil is made up of mainly mineral particles, that is inorganic matter. This is the inorganic matter. Then we have organic matter, that is around 5% of it. Apart from that, we have humus. It's not 80%, it's 8%, maybe humus. Roots of plants, organisms, water 25%, and air 25%. This is not exact breakup. There won't be 25% will be air or 25% water in the soil, will not be true. It will vary from region to region and soil to soil, right? So ignore this percentage. This is not a complete true percentage, right? And even this, all these percentages are only rough estimates, right? So just ignore the values, okay? Now let's talk of the factors that decide the type of soil. The amount of humus, present in the soil. The more the humus, the more porous and more deep the soil is, and more fertile also it is. The number of microscopic organisms in the soil, because they help to keep it fertile. The earthworms, bacteria, right? All of them help to increase the fertility of soil. The parent rock, right? They decide the minerals that are present in the soil. So some soils have more iron content, some soil have more aluminum content. So the content of minerals also affect the quality of the or the type of the soil. And all these factors, right? These factors, they decide what kind of plants will grow in that type of soil. So amount of humus, the number of microscopic organisms, and the parent rock or the mineral available in the soil will decide the type of this soil. Is it alluvial soil, is it black soil, red soil, is it laterite soil, mountain soil? There are 6 different type of soils found in India. Basically, is it fertile or unfertile? How fertile is it? What type of crops can be grown? Most important from the type of soil is the topsoil. The upper layer of the soil, which contains all living organisms and humus, is called topsoil. And the quality of topsoil decides the biodiversity of that place. Say good quality ho, if the quality is good, biodiversity is more. If the quality is poor quality, biodiversity less. Then a desert will have poor quality of soil, so less plants, less animals. A forest will have good quality of soil, so more plants, more animals. Okay, now again let's talk of the last topic called soil pollution. So we know that soil contains different types of substances, and all of the substances are responsible for the sustenance of the biodiversity of that region. But when the useful components get removed from the soil will lose the fertility, and that leads to a decrease in the microscopic life in it. This phenomenon is called soil pollution. Or we can add to this, removal of the useful components of the soil, removal of the nutrients and the organic matter which is useful to plants, and addition of harmful chemicals to the soil is termed as soil pollution. So what are the causes of soil pollution? Excessive and long use of fertilizer and pesticides leads to the killing of the microorganisms present in it. Without these organisms, the soils would not get recycled and replenished. Earthworms will get killed because of the pesticides. They are the ones that lead to the formation of humus in the soil. Flowing water and flowing wind will carry away the soil particles and often lead to exposure of rocks. In common parlance, we call this term as erosion. That's called erosion of soil, and that will decrease the quality of soil. Deforestation will also lead to soil pollution, as the uprooting of trees exposes the soil to rain and wind. Same thing. Right? Erosion is possible because of deforestation. And industrial activity like mining and extraction of minerals will lead to a mixture of harmful chemicals in the soil and decay its quality. It also leads to forming of cracks in the soil, which will result in more erosion of the soil. So the weathering away of soil will also occur. So this diagram in short will talk of how soil gets polluted. We have industrial pollution, non-biodegradable pollution, agricultural pollution, intensive animal husbandry, excessive use of fertilizer and fungicides and herbicides and pesticide in farms, excessive use of chemicals in the farm, right? Domestic pollution, our sewage, household waste, industrial waste, unauthorized landfills, that all result in pollution of land. Right? All these are different reasons why land is polluted, and human activity are the major source of land pollution. And what is the effect of soil pollution? It affects the growth of plants. It will lead to infertility of soil. So the agriculture will be restricted on such land. Kam kheti hogi. The fertilizer will also decay the quality of soil. Excessive fertilizer will spoil the soil. It will also affect the health of human beings who consume the food grown in soil which has large amount of fertilizer and pesticides mixed in it. Right? It will lead to increase of biomagnification. We can say, okay, fertilizers and pesticides. If we increase the use of such chemicals in the soil, more of these pesticides will be absorbed by the plants. In turn, these pesticides and chemicals will enter the human beings when they consume animals, when they consume plants. So our health is also affected. Animal health is also affected by excessive use of fertilizer and pesticides. It can change the structure of soil also, thus decaying the growth of useful bacteria and other microorganisms in the soil. So good bacteria, good microorganisms will be destroyed due to soil pollution. And we talked of soil erosion. Okay, soil erosion is the process in which the upper layer of the soil gets washed away by wind and water and human activity, thus leading to the degradation, spoiling away of the soil's quality. So human activities which cause soil degradation can be: one is deforestation, cutting down of forest will lead to agricultural activity, over agriculture, use of excessive fertilizer, pesticides, fuel wood gathering, cutting down of forests for getting fuel wood, industrial activity, and also overgrazing. Right? They will lead to soil degradation and soil erosion. So how to stop soil erosion? The roots of the plants, right, are useful for this. So how can the roots of plants prevent soil erosion? The roots of the plants bind the soil, hold the soil together, and prevent the winds and flowing water to sweep away the soil particles. The plants also lead to the formation of movement of water inside the soil and allow it to reach the deeper layer, leading to an increase in the water retention of the soil and increase of the underground water levels. So flow of water will go down, and underground water level will also increase. Wind speed will also decrease due to plants. So plants will be useful to prevent soil erosion. Very, very important answer also for 9th standard and also 10th standard purposes. Okay guys, next topic are biogeochemical cycles. That will do it in the subsequent videos. Okay, I hope you enjoyed and understood all the 4 videos till now. So now meet you in the next video. Bye.